Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. Today's snapshot is 15w33c and unfortunately I'm late with this one. I was out at the time the snapshot came out. Didn't know there was going to be one today, but this one has added in shields, which is a pretty big deal. So we're going to be taking a look at them. So here they are right here. I've got one on my arm. As you can see, you can right click to block like this, and you can also put it in your offhand and right click to block like that. Now swords can no longer block. You can see it now happens with the shield. Also when I'm only holding a sword, can't block with it. You might be able to hear me clicking. You can even hold two shields at once, which is pretty cool. You can do this, and then you can also double block, which looks absolutely awesome. I love it. Anyway, let's go and check out how these things are made. So over here is the crafting recipe. Now you notice the shield shape is kind of like the banner. That's because you can actually combine them with banners, which is really awesome. Cool way to customize them, and that means that there are actually 16 different types. So you have a different base color for each one, and you can use a different color of wool. So that will work right there. You could also do this with red wool as well if you wanted to, and there you go, we've crafted one of these, and then you can combine it with a banner as well. So if we put this one right here, you'll see they combine together. If we swap it for the green one, it won't do it because it has to be the same base color. So now we've got ourselves a shield. We can hold it and block with it and all that kind of stuff, and it looks really cool, which is awesome. Now you can also repair these shields, but to do that you need to put them in an anvil, and it will cost 1 level for the basic repair like this. It'll also say enchantment here, and I've also done a test to repair a shield multiple times, and it doesn't increase the enchantment cost. So what you're seeing right here is going to be the same for all of them. So you can see it only does a little bit, and it costs a small amount of levels to fully repair it. Also changes the color. Bit buggy, they're new, they've just been added, but of course now that that's been repaired, when we put it back in there, it's only going to cost, you know, up to 4 levels again, so it doesn't compound like other things do. So anyway, let's just have a look at this command block, because over here we can summon in banners, and we can do that with a pattern on it and colors and all that cool stuff. So there we go, we've got ourselves a new banner. Now what's cool about this is all of this MBT data is exactly the same with the shield. So if we change banner here to shield, and then when we jump on this pressure plate and activate it, you'll see we get the same banner, except now it's on the shield, which is really awesome. So the shields can block, and obviously this raises a load of questions, what exactly it can block and how that works. And with the time that I've had, I've done some testing. Unfortunately today I won't have the time to edit that all into the video, so you have to take my word for it for these things that I've discovered. So first of all, you can block all damage from the arrows by holding down block and not opening the dispenser. Let's try that again. And you can do this with your shield in your offhand as well. So if you're holding block, you're going to block all damage from the arrows, which is cool. It's also going to do 4 damage to your durability on the shield itself. That's the same every single time, regardless of distance of the arrow. And here's another thing, it doesn't block potion effects. So I'm going to hold down block, and this one's going to do damage to me. That's because the potion effect is the arrow of harming. So that's a way to get around the shield blocking arrow damage, which is pretty cool. It applies to all the other effects as well. And as for blocking, you can kind of block with a large radius here. If I sort of stand to the side and hold down block, you'll see that the shield took that one. If I face a little bit more in this direction, then provided that it actually hits me, it should miss. But without the game code, I think it's going to be pretty hard to determine what the exact requirements for blocking are with the shield. However, it seems like it's sort of like 90 degrees in each direction, because I can sort of stand side on with this thing and it will block me. Now when it comes to up and down, like arrows being shot from below and above, it's not quite as wide. It feels more like 45 degrees, but again you can sort of hold block and then block from above, although that time it didn't. So probably going to have to rely on the game code to learn exactly how that happens. Another thing that I also tested was fireballs, and this is going to kill me, except it went past me, fair enough. So these things, you can't block damage with the shield. However, if you block when you get hit, the shield will take damage on its durability. You'll also still get set on fire, and like I said, it doesn't lower any of the damage. That's the same for TNT and creepers as well. And now we're going to move on to melee damage. So next up is melee damage. I've been doing a little bit of testing with this, and I discovered something I haven't seen anywhere else, and that is the amount of damage that the attack does affects the durability of the shields. So you can see here the attack damage is 4. If I remember correctly, this would be 4 plus 1. It would do 5 durability to the shield, and then the stone would do 6, the iron sword would do 7, and this includes enchantments as well, going up and up. Now the exact numbers I'm not 100% clear on, but that does seem to be linked to damage, and that's the same for players attacking a player and a mob as well. Also did a little bit of testing to try and see how blocking works when a player's attacking you. It feels like the range is a lot more limited than it is with arrows, but I think it'd be better to wait until these things are, permanently in the game. We can look at the source code and get the exact numbers for this stuff, and of course we'll probably be covering the shields in a myth busting episode in the future. But anyway, I've already done 2 videos for today. I'm going to link them for you if you missed them in your subscription feed, and I'm going to call it that for this video. So hopefully you didn't mind the late snapshot review. I think I covered pretty much everything, and a lot of the stuff though would take a lot more time to figure out in detail. So anyway, that's it from me this video. As always, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.